in all. Just pulling out some more tunes, some more 80s tunes, well, 70s as well, actually, because this album's from the 70s. But 70s and 80s, early 90s, there might be a bit. There's electro, funk, disco, hip-hop. Some of my favourite old tunes. I've played these whenever given the opportunity over the years. And some of them I've heard at a later date, or I heard on mixtapes at the time, could never get them, and later on I've got them. But yeah, some of my prize records. I mean, Herbie Hancock and the Headhunters, great one to kick off with. Great beats and bass, been sampled many times over the years. Got Chameleon on there as well. But yeah, Herbie Hancock and the Headhunters, legendary stuff that. Maze, Twilight. I used to go to record basements in discount shops and sort of junk shops, and I'd find loads of white labels, and this is where I found this many moons ago. But yeah, Twilight, beautiful track, and it especially sounds great when it is that sort of time of twilight and the light is changing, and I've actually played it at that exact moment quite a few times over the years. But yeah, Joyce Sims, all in all, freestyle track. I mean, there was a Mantronix remix of that, which was brilliant as well. And she did Come Into My Life as well, great track, absolutely beautiful voice, great tunes. Absolutely used to rip the track off the remixes. It's like a blue version of this. But yeah, great tune. This is a DMC mix from 1988. Chad J, it says there, Mark Gray. I thought this was Chad Jackson. But this actual hip-hop mega mix, it's like a mega mix, from 1988, December 1988, DMC, who did all the Scratch Championships, Technics Turntable Championships. But yeah, these two mixes here, mega mixes, it even says mega mix there, of hip-hop classics, which I absolutely loved. I couldn't believe it when I heard that. And when I got a copy, I was absolutely stoked. But yeah, Kool Mo D, I Go to Work, brilliant breakbeats in that, always kept that, so they're nice chunky breakbeats. Forget, has it got an instrumental? No, Go See the Doctor on there as well. Go See the Doctor, an amusing hip-hop track. Asher D and Daddy Freddy, used to love that as well. Daddy Freddy did the Guinness Book of Records once for chatting, and fitted as many words as he could into a couple of minutes or something, and he's probably still holds the record. Although perhaps someone like Busta Rhymes has cracked that, you never know. But We Are the Champions, which samples a bit of Queen actually, but I used to love that track. And it features, yeah, Asher D as well, yeah, Asher D used to love his voice. And yeah, Music of Life that is. I love that track, We Are the Champions, Daddy Freddy. Young MC, Buster Move, Principal Office, Know How, two Stone Cold classics there, delicious vinyl. And I sort of read the other day that Buster Move, I think it's Flea out of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he did the guitar in that, but it became like a chartboard hit or whatever they call it in America, Billboard hit, sold millions of copies, and Flea only got 200 quid for it apparently for playing the bass as a studio session, as a session, not a singer obviously, a session guitarist. And yeah, best not mention that to him if you ever see him. Ram's Horn thing there, which is a Salsoul. I used to get these things on Ram's Horn sometimes because they would have a mix that wasn't on the Salsoul, or just I couldn't get the Salsoul copy. But yeah, that's Let No Man Put Us Under. It's like one of the most sampled tracks of all time. A disco track that has been sampled like a million times in house music. And beautiful voice, great samples. Shep Pettibone, I see that as well. He did so many things, which is Salsoul, and that's first choice. Dillinger, Cocaine, Running Around in My Brain, Knife and Fork, a Bottle of Cork. That's the way they spell New York. Yeah, love that bass line and everything. Ragga Rave, and that was in 1992. Calling things Ragga Rave. Great track. And as well, talking about reggae and dub. Love this album, like live at Nottingham Carnival, you can hear all the people in the background and all the horns and stuff, and what a gig. I mean, it's better than the studio albums they did, you know, by a mile, just because it's live and it's just got the soul to it. It's just got soul to it, and I would listen to that endlessly. And that was before they had a big hit. They had a couple of big hits, I think, but Final Conflict, that's, and I'm riffing as well, which is MC Duke. which is been sampled many times. Baptised by Dub, whatever the sample is, I can't remember now. Got waxing, taxing, no relaxing. I used to know those lyrics off by heart. Doing a bit of a Eubank there, but yeah, in the original version I'm riffing, which has been nicked a lot of times, but that's something to do in Music of Life as well. Yeah, Music of Life there as well. And they did a live hip-hop album. That was one of the first UK live hip-hop albums. Yeah, the Humpty dance, love the Humpty dance, and Do What You Like. Goofy man. I never know what to make of him, but funny as, but brilliant songs and with a comical edge. Kool and the Gang, great old tracks there. Funky stuff, Hollywood Swinging, Summer Madness. I mean, 3 Stone Colds, and sampled and nicked and swiped, sadly, sometimes over the years, many times. But yeah, treasured record. Gam, it's a really nice one that samples JBs, yeah, samples the JBs, Wild Style, Red Astaire that is. And this is when I was working at Vinyl Addiction Records in Camden. We used to buy loads of funk, sell loads of funk and breaks and beats, as well as house and garage and drum and bass and electro and techno. But Red Astaire, brilliant track. That's one of my little secret weapons, but not so much anymore. But Fat Boys, Human Beatbox, Stick 'em, been sampled off of that, so that's why I kept that. It's got a nice little human beatbox on it, which is great for sampling. But yeah, the Fat Boys. Backed by Dope Demand, King B, another Stone Cold. It's just tune after tune here, isn't it, really? Backed by Dope Demand, man, what a great track. Great bass line, funky bass mix. Omni Mix, Feel the Flow. That's Torso, yeah, I think that was a Belgian label as far as I recall. But yeah, this stuff, that was 1990. But Mantronix, the album, yeah, love all this stuff. Love King of the Beats, of course. Bassline, that's another good one. Get Stupid. Yeah, legendary stuff. Changed the whole, partly helped create the drum and bass and rave scene as well, because King of the Beats was one of the first times a certain beats and breakbeats were sampled that went on to be the basis of big rave hits and big rave hits. I mean, they were in the top 10, some of them. But BDP, KRS-One, absolutely loved his albums, listened to them repeatedly. Took me a while to track this one down, I remember, but Stop the Violence, yeah, love that. Positive Message. Lolita Holloway, Salsoul, it's Love Sensation, another one that's been ripped and ripped over the years. For Black Box as well, very sad story where I saw Lolita Holloway crying after, the band kind of nicked her voice and then put a front person up pretending to sing her voice, and it must be heartbreaking when that sort of things happen, especially if they try and rip you off or they don't give you a fair share for the hit they've had. But yeah, Bob James sampled loads of times, jazzy beats and great breaks. The breaks been sampled many times. I'm sure this is the one that Adam F sampled. I think it is. Bob James, yeah, Nautilus as well, of course. MC Shy D, that's from one of my very first tapes that I got and ended up tracking down the 12-inch. I Gotta Be Tough, yeah, Gotta Be Tough. Love that tune. A great little sample as well, actually. Street Player, which is what the Bucketheads sampled for the Bomb. Bucketheads, the Bomb became a massive tune. But yeah, Street Player. And this original disco is actually really, really well worth checking out. But yeah, Disco Kane, that label is. It's really hard to get that actual version, that US edit. But yeah, a bit of history as well, a bit of house history. Bang Zoom, Roxanne Shante, another Roxanne classic. An old school EP. This is another one of those little bootlegs with tracks on that you sometimes couldn't get. This has got Know How on it. Don't Scandalise Mine. Fastest Rhyme, Rock Flowers. Yeah, great old bootleg that. That's Flavor Flav. Can't Do Nothing For You, Man. Nothing. Public Enemy. Love that tune, actually. Bit of fun. Flavor Flav. Ultramagnetic MCs. Chorus Line. Love that tune. Great breakbeats. Been sampled so many times over the years. Prized record, this. I heard this on tapes and stuff, and then I got it years later. But yeah, Ego Trips EP. And yeah, I might have sampled that for one of my tunes myself, cheekily. But yeah, Cold Chillin', I know that's Big Daddy Kane, Warm It Up Kane. Great albums, 2 great albums. Smooth Operator, brilliant tunes, still sound great, brilliant lyrics. I mean, he is the GOAT, not the GOAT, but a GOAT, one of the GOATs. Public Enemy, which had a great video, Night of the Living Bassheads. It's about crack cocaine. But they would play this in the local club I worked in, the video, and I'd just stop whatever I was doing when that video was on. Great video, look that one up. But yeah, got some other tunes on there as well, and Terminator. X does a little bit on there as well, on his radio version. Edge of Panic. Encore, Cheryl, Lynn, beautiful track. Another one of her classics. Love that tune, roller skating tune. Summery tune. Mantronix, King of the Beats. I mean, it did have the original out years ago, but I sadly sold some records. I don't know why I sold them. I think I either sold them, sometimes had them on bootleg. But I was just a bit desperate for cash. And yeah, I remember having it and then at a later date thinking, what the hell did I do getting rid of that? But yeah, anyway, I got it back, or I've got this white label still anyway. But would have got that at Vinyl Addiction in the 90s sometime. But yeah, Mantronix, King of the Beats. What's to say about that? I mean, probably without that record there wouldn't be any jungle and drum and bass. But or it certainly wouldn't sound the same as it does now. But yes, talking about breakbeats that have been sampled, and things wouldn't be the same they are now if it wasn't for this. James Brown, Funky Drummer, JB's. I wonder who else is on there. Danny Krivett did it, you know, 1970 that is as well. Funky Drummer, I never found the original of the Funky Drummer. Funky President as well. She's the one. But Stop the Violence, again, that's KRS-One. EPMD, love that album. That's a 12 off the album with an acapella and everything. That's great, actually. EPMD. Stezo, Freak the Funk. Another Tam Tam. I played a Tam Tam the other day. Sleeping Bag, actually, what I'm on about. But yeah, they were putting out some great tunes at the time. And this Prodigy sampled this for Poison as well. So Stezo, Freak the Funk. B-Boy, another one of those bootlegs. Great one, that one. Chuck Chillout, great rapper, fast lyrics, great for sampling. Been sampled a lot in house music, some of those as well. But the rhythm is the master, yeah. And I've got another one by Chuck Chillout, but I think that's in this pile, actually. But yeah, great little album, well worth having that. And that's Simandi, I think that's how it's pronounced. You'll have to excuse me if I've got that wrong. You know, over years you always think a certain name is pronounced a certain way and then you find out it isn't. Great edits those are. Love Is the Message, Salsoul thing, MSFB on the B-side. Stezo, De La Soul, great little mix with Treadwater. Well worth tracking down that. This is Spank, and what's the name of this track again? I Feel Love on the B-side. Spank 69 remix, that's it, which is a big tune at Warehouse, the Garage, I think. Unusual at the time anyway, and sort of influenced a lot of bits of house as well. But Erica B and Rakim, I played a couple of those, love their tunes. KRS-One, Sound of the Police. It's a funny little story about that. I was running a record shop in Camden once, and we used to play the music we were selling out of our speakers onto the street, and opposite our shop, 2 police officers ran past chasing some guys and then got them up against the wall and were nicking them, and they were just weed dealers. Weren't doing anything bad, just dealing a bit of weed, which is standard for Camden. It's the other people you want to watch. But then the police arrested them, put them up against the wall, and as they were doing this, I noticed what was going on. So out of our speakers out the front of our shop, I played this, Whoop Whoop, that's the sound of the police. And I scratched it as well, as they did in the film La Haine. I just thought this is just too good an opportunity to miss. And the coppers and the weed dealers both looked around when I played it out of the speakers and absolutely wet themselves laughing. And yeah, I turned them getting busted into quite a comical moment. So that was something to be seen. I wish I'd got all that on video. But yeah, Flower Gen, that's Sure Delight. Zig It Up. Used to love that track as well in the 80s. I heard that on a mixtape and then got hold of a copy. Fantastic bass line, which is off Young MC again, actually. That's been swiped off Young MC, but it's probably swiped off something before that as well, of course, because most things are. The Champs, Mohawk, the Champ, I mean, Mohawks, which is a brilliant old, I played a Kenny Dope, yeah, Kenny Dope, that is. I played a Powerhouse 3, and that samples Mohawks, the Champ. Great old bass line. What's that, Lynn Collins, that's Think, yeah, classic, the Think break. Sampled many times over the years. Run DMC, brilliant track, beats to the rhyme, and Run's House, that's one of my favourite 12s. Devastating beats and bass on there, absolutely kills it. There's no wallflowers when that one's playing, excuse me. Funky Horn, that's a dope beat, that's a little mixing tool I used to use. White label there, don't know what that is. Ghetto Fabulous, that's like another bootleg thing. Dougie Fresh did that the other day. Big Daddy Kane again, Wrath of Kane, another great track. Another Red Astaire track there on GAM as well, well worth tracking that one down. And another bootleg, Drop It Like It's Hot, it's not that one. It's a Big Daddy thing, which is Big Daddy Kane and a sort of breakbeat track, and it's wicked. And I never found it on YouTube or anything. I looked it up on YouTube, couldn't find it on there. There's a comedian, Herbie Hancock, Jungle Brothers, that is. Running Away, which is Roy Ayers, got that on 12, all on one side. Beautiful track. Disco, sampled many times. DJ Sneak sampled that many times over the years. Some nice beats there, which is Mekon. Some nice beats and breaks for sampling and using. Cheeky bootleg I did myself of Young MC and Black's Posse, actually. There's copies of that on Discogs, funny enough, but Fly By Night was our name. Bit cheeky. There's that other track, Chillout tune. Yeah, love this tune. And this is Back Into Time. Yeah, way back into time. Fat break on it, fat bass line. Love this tune. Really hard to get. Fat wax. Although it used to be hard to get anyway. Raw Silk, Do It To The Music, disco classic. Talking Heads. Love that. This Must Be The Place. What is there to say about that tune? Absolutely beautiful tune. Yeah, sad to listen to that. I listened to it many times years ago, but I don't so much anymore. But yeah, Primal Scream, Loaded, another wicked track. That could be, it's not Oakenfold, is it? Nothing to do with him. Andrew Weatherall, yeah, of course it's Weatherall, Andrew Weatherall. And he did another track where he used the same break, but I forget what that's called. My Bloody Valentine, I think it is. Schoolie D. That's a great Schoolie D track, actually, and that was hard to get. And that's a newer sort of thing he did as well. But Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee film. Public Enemy, that's Fight the Power. Love Fight the Power. Cold Getting Dumb, Just Ice, Prized Record. That reminds me of the Cabbage Patch Kids or something like that. It's one of my first mixtapes. And years later, I tracked down the 12s. Alison Williams, Sleep Talk, great old breakbeat track, great breakbeats in it. Another cheeky little bootleg, Lil Louis as well on there. Didn't know he had a track on there. That's an album, Gangstar, yeah, Gangstar, but that's a re-release of some kind. But yes, Nautilus, there's old Nautilus, Bob James, sampled many times by Bookham or Mardi Gras as well. Bookham, I think he's had a little... swiped a little bit of that, perhaps. Could be wrong. Eric B and Rakim, Move the Crowd, wicked old track. That's a Reba Records, which is Abel from Finger Licking. His first release on his label. And then he got a letter from Africa Bambaataa telling him he shouldn't be releasing it. And I still have the letter, but it's a funny story. And it's a funny letter from Africa Bambaataa. Actually got it and signed. Yeah. That's all I'll say of that story. But yeah, love this tune, Kraftwerk. She's a model on the flip. The model is on there. And this is clear vinyl. This is like neon, glow in the dark. Clear vinyl, there you go. Yeah, I don't know whether it glows in the dark anymore. But yeah, Kraftwerk, legendary. Yeah, spawned a million songs, some of their tunes. London Posse, UK, hardcore sort of hip-hop. That's wicked. Human Beatbox, DJ Business, Tim Westwood. Say no more. Bombs, that's another bootleg. This is Top Cat. Top Cat sort of ragga toasting MC and sampled for R.I.P. Groove. Massive house tune which samples this. And love that tune. That's a proper little party tune you mix up with other stuff. Bobby Bird. That's something to do with James Brown again. That's the JBs, I think Bobby Bird is out of. Skits and Rodney P. And that was Ronin Records. They used to bring their records into Vinyl Addiction and give us a load of sale or return, which a lot of labels did. Give us a stack of records, and it's great going through some of their back catalogue or getting their back catalogue. And I kept hold of a few of them. And kept hold of that one, Skits. And yeah, this is a great one. Esther Williams, Last Night Changed My Life. Great track. And Ashley's Roach Clip, Soul Searchers. Another great funk track. Another sampled track. All the breaks and the beats sampled out of it. Della Soul. I Know. Is that Me, Myself and I mean? And Jennifer Taught Me. Love that. Love that 12. Love the album, of course. The album was just groundbreaking stuff. Remember they used to play it on repeat in the club I worked in, and it was just like nothing you'd ever heard before, and it changed the style of hip-hop as well, because there's a lot of sort of gangster hip-hop around at the time. But talking of gangster hip-hop, it's The Hunted Child, that's Ice-T. Love these covers, and it wasn't just because of the nudity, but thought these were pretty cool covers for just a kid that's living in a small town in the UK. But, yeah, his album as well, which was Just Ice. The Iceberg, that's it, The Iceberg. Kool Mo D, that's one, Go See the Doctor. That is funny. Run DMC, Down with the King, another great Run DMC track, kept hold of that one. The 45 King, which became a dance, the 900 number. It's like a 2-minute track. It's just literally a sample of a bass line, an old funk track I think, and a breakbeat, and it became a dance where people shuffled from side to side, left to right, and then back and forth. And yeah, the 900 number, 45 King. I mean, I think he went on to do, I mean, that was the guy who produced the original instrumental for Snap the Power, and again, I don't think he got any money for it. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe that is the story. But yeah, Busta Rhymes, that's a great old one. Mojo Club, that's another one of those cheeky sort of bootlegs I got, or re-releases of some tracks. There's Curtis Mayfield on there. Some tracks that are just really hard to get, so grab them on that, and the good recordings as well. That's Sugarhill remixed, which is some new mixes of like Sugarhill classics, and there is some really good mixes on there. Funky Stuff, that's Kool and the Gang. Done that one already, but different versions. Kenny Dope, love this. Beats, just beats and breaks. Used to find loads of Kenny Dope stuff because you always guaranteed there were good beats and breaks. And then you could track other tunes down off the back of that as well. But James Brown as well, the Big P Payback, massive track. She's the One. And Cold Sweat, that's another good track actually. Eddie Brickell, What I Am Is What I Am. One from the 80s, used to listen to. Della Soul, more Della Soul, more Soul to Soul, listen to that album endlessly. Classic old album, and Inner City had their great album as well. 2 albums that just used to be on heavy rotation whenever possible. Beautiful tracks. UK Soul. Chuck Chillout. It Began in Africa, which I think Fatboy Slim and... Oh, this is Fatboy Slim actually, could be. And then Chemical Brothers used it as well. And yeah, it came off another track before that, but I love this track. And it's hard to get this white label of that. Ben Mono, that's a bit of newer hip-hop. Tuller Rock. Public Enemy. Another bootleg. Bit more Gam. And Tribal Bass, which is Kicks Like a Mule, but they did that track DJ Talk, which is a really slow track, different tempo, mixed up lovely with hip-hop and stuff. And yeah, another bootleg there, which is Snoop Dogg, Dirty Old Bastards, Ghetto Boys. But these things had mixes, oh yeah, it's got Vibrant thing on there, Q-Tip. But sometimes these had mixes you just could not get anywhere else. But yeah, wicked mix, well worth checking out.